happening right now. Democrats are trying to storm the Department of Education. You have Maxine Waters right here harassing the security guard.
Look them in the eye. Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again.
Giving you the ID. I showed it to you.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again? Huh?
No.
No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again. You didn't see it. You didn't see it.
Wow, I haven't seen the ID. This man has orders and he's sticking to these orders. You guys can't seem to understand that. And we understand why you can't. That's the reason why everything is so belligerent. Now, before we get into everything that's happening there, it is being perceived that the Democrats are staging somewhat of an insurrection. That's what it's starting to, the storyline is starting to evolve to. And then this all comes after Donald Trump decides that he wants to remodel the Department of Education by giving, returning the education control to the states, also reduction of bureaucracy, a promotion of school choice, and curriculum and ideology concerns. I wanted to say ideological. I don't know why. Anyhow, we have Randy. I don't even want to try to butcher their last name, who accuses Trump of taking teachers' salaries and giving them to billionaires by cutting the Department of Education. MSNBC is delusional, or MSNBS, shall I say, is delusional for even allowing this to run.
Where's the money going? Who's taking it? Are they trying to take that money that kids get for tax cuts for billionaires?
Wow.
What's going on? That's why we have to see what they're doing. It is illegal to take that money out of children's mouths and give it to billionaires.
Now, are there areas you think that could be improved or streamlined?
Oh, my God. My members, remember, Al Shanker actually didn't want a Department of Education. He wanted it to stay, one of my predecessors, he wanted to stay within Health and Human Services, HEW, because he thought it was more important to have the whole child focused on.
Wow.
So, of course, there are ways to fix the bureaucracy. Of course, there are ways to make things better. I mean, Elizabeth Warren just found millions of dollars of savings that could happen.
Elizabeth Warren? Really?
If people work together. But my point is this, and you just said it. States and localities run education. They basically, that's where 90% of the funding for education goes. They already run it. They should run it. The federal government should not run it. But if we want to try and make things better, like having different kinds of pathways for kids in terms of career and tech ed, the states and localities have not done this. I was a teacher, an AP history teacher in a career tech ed school in the 90s.
And you don't know history.
We have to change. We have to make these pathways available. So if someone who, like Linda McMahon and I, happen to agree on something like this, you need federal policy to be able to push this. Let's outcompete the world. We need education to do that. We need to have a Department of Education to do that and lean into that.
Randy Weingarten, thank you so much for coming in, making the case, and helping to educate.
She's just concerned about maintaining her money. That's all that sounded like. Please, just don't take my funds. I mean, come on now. Efficiency and cost is one of the biggest issues because, I mean, Trump's administration has highlighted the high cost of federal education programs while arguing that academic outcomes have not improved at all. Remodeling could involve reallocating or reducing federal funds to focus on what he perceives as more effective educational strategies. In her case, where's the money going? Except in these billionaire pockets, but really it's going in hers. Now, the point of what I just said, for anybody who needs to digest it on a little more simpler, is Trump is saying, look, man, our country is getting a lot of money and giving it to the Department of Education, but our curriculums and everything is lowering every year. And come on, our literacy rates and everything else, boom, come on, need I say more now? This is him explaining it to Peter Ducey, I'm sorry. And he also explains why he hired Linda McMahon. Check this out.
And on the education department, why nominate Linda McMahon to be the Education Department Secretary if you're going to get rid of the education department?
Because I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job. Education Department. So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools, right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. And we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked.
Now, for anybody who doesn't know, I had to go look it up. Per pupil spending refers to the amount of money spent on each student's education within a given school district. It is usually expressed as a dollar amount per student per year. So just wanted to make sure we understood that. I had to look it up.
So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools, right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. And we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked very badly. And what I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice. But in addition to that, I want the states to run schools. And I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
Do you think that's something you can do with an executive order, or are you going to ask Congress to do it?
I would like to be able to. Look, if I could give the schools back to Iowa and Idaho and Indiana and all these places that run properly, there's many of them. I think.
And on the Education Department, why nominate
Yes,
Linda?
man. Why not? Let's read a few comments. LMAO, Linda will be honored to be put out of a job. What else? I remember that LOL, just the facts. Vince Van added, she was put there to dismantle the Department of Education. We need someone in charge to get the receipts. We needed to have the legitimate reason to get rid of the Department of Education. Wow, what is this? We have JD Vance. I really don't care, Margaret. Trump's always got away with his words. Oh, I'm sorry. Trump's always got away with words. Nominating someone to eliminate their own job is peak Trump logic. Savage. Indeed. Linda McMahon's got her work cut out for her. If she pulls this off, she's out of a job. Now, let's go a little further. Democrats are trying to storm the Department of Education. Maxine, Waters, and Frost are trying to force their way past the guards. At one point, Walters asked the guard if they have firearms to see if they will shoot them. Really?
Right now, you're looking live at the Department of Education. Members of Congress, they're being denied entry into the building. The doors are locked. There's a security guard there. I'm guessing that's who's in the brown, tan-looking shirt, but we don't know for sure. They're having a tense conversation. Kind of want to listen in for a second here.
Show them your ID. Were you told to stand here, or did you decide to stand here and block members of Congress from entering the Department of Education?
Access to federal buildings.
We're allowed in there.
So a private security contractor
do you know who members of Congress are?
Members of Congress.
We're all members of Congress. Maybe he doesn't understand.
A private security contractor is making the decision to block members of Congress from a public access entrance.
I don't think he knows.
You have the authority as a private security contractor to block members of Congress. That has been knighted and granted to you.
You have to at least let us go to the desk.
Yeah.
It's made
oh my. Who told you to do this? Open the door.
I see your name.
So do you understand who members of Congress are?
And you don't care.
Who are we then?
You don't care.
We have a job to do.
We're not dangerous people. We're not, I don't know, security. There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress.
With
parents,
identification.
We're teachers.
There's our ID right there. This is our job.
This is our job. We're doing our job.
Oh, wow.
You're securing this building against who?
Members of Congress.
Who are you protecting?
It's members of the people.
So this is the beginning of full transparency of this administration. That's right. The administration that talked about they're going to open the doors to all of these things and show the American public what is going on. They won't even open the door to this building, to members of Congress. We are not posing any threat here. We are not dangerous people. We have not done anything. We're trying to request a meeting, and they have a private security contractor who on his own is making decisions on behalf of the Department of Education.
We are members of Congress
Hayes,
at the
what you're saying is they allow
billionaires and his minions to come in
I don't
to
know
this
who
building.
he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. And I'm a member of Congress with oversight responsibilities trying to request a meeting, and a
Is it me or does she sound like Kamala?
private security contractor is not allowing me to enter the building.
They allow billionaires to go in this building, but not the people's representatives. They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. Members of Congress, the people's representatives are not allowed in. This is not transparent.
They're locking our kids out. Yeah. Well, not only are they not letting us in, now they've called the Department of Homeland Security.
They keep talking about Donald Trump and his administration not providing or being transparent. But I mean, just go look at Elon Musk's Twitter. He told y'all. Trump told y'all what was going on. It's shut down right now.
We are members of Congress here to talk with the Department of Education, and they're treating
the
us.
kids deserve to have us
Yes,
go in and
absolutely.
fight for them.
This is appalling.
Children of this country deserve that battle.
This is a public institution. This is not Russia.
Let the camera see him. Let the camera see him.
Who is he?
This man here.
We are members of Congress.
Come in.
They're
and
blocking
I want
us.
you to see this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
No, he's not.
Now she's about to give us a tutorial of what we already know.
Are you a federal employee?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody that's hired at the Department of Education are here because we pay for them to be here. He's standing here today blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking this door.
Make sure they see
Because it's shut down.
right here, all access entrance.
Well, I think it should be clear to parents in the United States, if you want to advocate on behalf of your children, you are not allowed to come into this building where you pay taxes. Parents who have children who are disabled, access is being blocked. You voted for members of Congress to advocate on behalf of your children. Children with disabilities, for young women who have been victims of sexual assault in our classrooms, on our school grounds, members of OC.
Here comes the fearmonger.
Are fighting for your children. We are not allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed to advocate on behalf of America's children. America, we have a problem.
Now, everybody stand back and let the camera see. They're calling all of these.
You have more than enough time to do so. That's the reason why you're being remodeled right now. More than like we just talked about it. How we give the most amount of money to, you know, the schools in the Department of Education, but we rank the lowest on the list in terms of forwarding our education.
Allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed to advocate on behalf of America's children. America, we have a problem.
Now, everybody stand back and let the camera see. They're calling all of these gun-loading people out on us. Right here. They're calling them out on us. Look behind this door. Who do you see back there?
Nah, that's how they create the headline. They got guns over here. Trump administration gun-toting.
Do they have guns on them? Do they have guns?
Yes.
Are they prepared to shoot us? We want in. Tell them what it says on the door.
All access entrance.
It says all entrance. All government.
I'm a member of Congress. I'm chair of the Progressive Caucus. I'm vice-ranking member of the Education Committee. And the baseline responsibility of the Congress is to oversee our federal agencies. Each and every one of us have been in this building and through these doors. But of course, as soon as we get word that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want to shut down the Department of Education, suddenly they don't want to let members of Congress in that ask questions.
That's kind of what shut down mean, but he's the one in there asking questions right now. I don't think y'all understand how this works.
Musk and the Republicans, they say they're supposedly about saving us money, bringing transparency, seeing where the dollars really go. No, they're the ones that lock the doors and make sure that your elected representatives can't even ask questions.
No, you can't. You don't got time to Hide nothing.
And ask questions into that they're responsible for all of the student loans in this country.
I hear that they want to cut those student loans give them as tax cuts to their billionaire friends.
And are they aware of Title I, where mothers are getting up, going to work for minimum wages, and they cannot afford the education that the billionaires have for their children? And we try to help them by giving money to this kind of person here, and the people who work here, including all of the people in this country, and those Title I families who need some help, both in urban areas and rural areas, and mothers who can't even afford the child care that they need for their children while they're taking these jobs, making minimum wages. And we're helping them with Title I, and this man is blocking the door. He says he's a federal employee. He won't tell us who gave him permission to do this. All he knows is he's going to stand here and tell the members of Congress who are elected, who vote for the funding for all of them in this building, and for the student loans, and for the Title I families. He's going to tell us that we can't come in and talk with anybody. Is that right?
Does this remind you of...
All right, we are watching what is an epic scene. We have members of Congress.
These people just do not get it. They just do not get it. It's just, as I want to quote my guy, Bernard Jack 01, said, misdirection, deflection, projection, gaslighting. When did the Democrats actually care about education? Now, I'm not sitting here saying I don't know who all is elected inside of the Department of Education and what side they lean on. I won't sit here and just, so I have to make sure I say the preference with that. But you got Maxine Waters out there. Obviously, we know what side she leans on. And if she have her people with her, and they all close and good buddies, I can only assume. But y'all had more than enough time. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they not waiting on y'all no more. It's not happening. Wall Street Apes added to the video, it's an insurrection, time to arrest them. If I'm being quite honest with you, we aren't seeing any violence ensue. However, people did get arrested for doing exactly that, just being there. For January 6th, that is. Somebody said if this was the other way around, it would be viral mainstream media news, and Democrats would be calling it an insurrection. Yeah, man. So when they do it, it's activism. But if anyone else do it, it's an insurrection. You know, I want to know, do y'all believe that the states will probably know best on how to educate their children? I got a few notes here. By giving control back to the states, we can tailor education to the unique cultural, economic, and social needs of each community, which could lead to better educational outcomes. I'll definitely stand behind that. The federal bureaucracy in education is too large and inefficient is also another point. We've seen how the bureaucracy can stifle progress. Cutting back on this could free up resources and streamline education processes, allowing more focus on teaching and learning. Because now we have teachers these days who literally have no incentive outside of I just show them the work, get them the test. That's all I have to do. When I was coming up, man, I'm not saying that there aren't any teachers out here like this today. I'm just saying, when I was coming up, it was like every class I had, every teacher was, on my head about everything. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you turning this in on time. Oh, you can do better. Come on. Come in after tutoring. Like, just giving me all type of ways to be able to make myself better. But these days, it's just they show up for work and that's it. We have federal spending on education hasn't yielded the results that we want. We spend more on education than any other country. Yet our test scores lag. And it's time to rethink how we use those funds, focusing on what really works for our students rather than rather than maintaining a bloated system. And I agree with that. Why would we sit here and continue to pump money into something that isn't yielding a result? Why were we invested into something over time for so long that isn't progressing, it's digressing? Is that right? Did I say that right? Declining, I'll say that. It's declining. It's not on the up and up, it's on a decline. Make sure y'all check out the description box if I haven't put it in the pinned comment, which y'all to be able to follow me on all social media, even outside of with the platforms that you see up here. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today and tune in for the next video. Give me a few hours. I'm finna go give me something to eat. I had to go, I almost passed out in the middle of that video.